And we're on. Good. Right. Welcome back to A Place in Space, where it is Tuesday. My neck is still in one piece. An Amazing Spider-Man issue 81 is out. This is not one of the .B issues. This is just 81, proper Partly Beyond. If you've been following it, you will, of course, know by now that Ben Reilly is cooking up a storm proper in good old-fashioned Amazing Spider-Man, so we will see where that goes. Let's kick off into the realms of DC, where there's a rather big book out this week. This is Batgirls #1, written by the rather esteemed Mrs. Madam Becky Cloonan. Last time I saw Becky was in Holland, and that was a story for another day. But in the interim, she's done this, which is a rather cool-looking little introduction to the new world of the Batgirls. Also, a huge first appearance of one Seer. If you care about that sort of thing this week, all you need to know, if you want a copy, please be hasty, because we sold an awful amount on pre-order. I'm not expecting that one to last for very long at all, okay? Berserker, issue 6. I know it's issue 6, but it deserves honourable mentions for finally being out this time in the same decade as the last issue. Well done. Yes, if you're keeping count, it has been a while since the last one, but hopefully we will keep that sense of regularity coming on for when it comes to Berserker. Come on, Keanu, I know, use your influence, you can do it. Right, Defenders, issue 4. So the last 3 issues have all had first appearances in. Same as this one. This is the fourth Cosmos. If that sentence makes no sense to you whatsoever, good. Didn't to me either. But if you care about that sort of thing as well, please, again, be very hasty, because not only is Defenders selling very well indeed right now, I've also been told it is also good. We like that kind of thing when both work in tandem. Kieran Gillen and the esteemed Mr. Assad Ribic are probably doing pound for pound the most beautiful book on the shelves this entire year. This is, of course, Eternals issue 8. If you've never read Assad Ribic, I tend to grab my Assad Ribic pieces in hardcovers. For example, I fell in love with the man all the way back on Thor God of Thunder. So I've been reading his stuff on and off ever since then, really. If you are, unlike me, and up to date, then I envy you, because this looks beautiful. And it also ties into a somewhat massive movie Marvel may have done. Future State Gotham issue 8, another first appearance is kicking off in here. This one is cunningly enough given away on the cover, so no prizes if you guessed it was the Future Joker. Well done. But this looks very cool. One of the only Future State series that DC actually opted to produce in black and white. And I have to say, the artwork lends itself to it magnificently. It looks very cool, very scratchy. There's not much in the way of black and white comics out these days. Even good old Walking Dead's now being republished in colour. So yeah, it makes a nice little change. Harley Quinn keeps the humour going from DC, and I have to say this is probably the sweetest book they've put their pens to in recent times, and also looks to be very good. I, being a Miss Poison Ivy fan, generally pick it up because of that. But either way, if you're a Harley fan, it is really nice to see her being done a little bit of justice these days, because I think it's fair to say at this point the character got a little bit maligned in the wake of Suicide Squad movies and whatnot, and the original origins of the character a la Paul Dini are somewhat in the distance now, but this brings it all back home rather happily. Superman Son of Kal-El, issue 1, 2, 3 and 4 are now all out via respective reprints from DC. I have to say this the series really has gathered massive acclaim so far, and rightly so, to be honest with you. So it is very nice to see DC actually putting the support where it counts there, and keeping the whole damn thing on the shelf in print all at once. We like. Thank you, DC. That's good. More of that, please. Sister Season to be freezing. Another one by DC. And you may ask, what? Well, if you're unaware, they've been doing these huge bump up, and I hope the camera's kind of picking that up really, because they do these one-shots that are basically a graphic novel. 5 stories within, very cool. $10, you get a lot for your bucks. This one's completely mandatory for me, of course, because I turn the page and you've got good old Mr. Freeze doing his thing, which if you don't know anything about me, I'm a bit of a Freeze boy, like him. So I've got to be in for that one. But either way, it looks well up my street. We're going to end regular books super quickly on the Wastelands, which is a series of one-shots being brought to you from Marvel, which is set within the realm of Old Man, really, at this point. Obviously, you've got Old Man, you've got Old Man Logan, you've got Old Man Hawkeye, etc., etc. You've got the whole Banner Hulk family rattling around in there at this point. There's been tons you can do within this verse. This is a series of one-shots revisiting it, I think it's fair to say, because it's such a popular concept. I mean, the idea of taking an aging hero and making them older and more grizzled has been done since the Batman The Dark Knight Returns, and it's certainly not a new one, but when it's done well, it's lovely and it's really fun. So look forward to seeing where those go. They could be cool. A few quick covers of the week. Actually, there's not a few, there's a lot. So let's take a few seconds on these because they're very cool. Julian Tedesco is a name we've been rattling around here for some months now, who's delicious at this point. That's lovely. It's not quite pure watercolour. There's a lot of acrylic going on in there, really, and I dare say there's some digital work too, but I really love the tones he's got going on in there. It makes the original cover look just spooky. Very cool. Art Germ is a name we've said in this segment more times than I care to count at this point, and rightly so. The man does stuff that looks like this, though he will be mentioned forever. A new name, Will Murray. We did the same thing about a month ago now on his preceding Wonder Woman variant. This one deserves it exactly the same reasons. It's just beautiful. He's hit that really delicate combo of making her look absolutely enormous and like she could tear apart a planet while still being ultra gorgeous. Love that. This is Carlin Gu. We've mentioned him a few times in Titans United. Feisty is all fluff on that one. That's wicked. And now we're going to go to our good old favourite, InHeight. Disclaimer, InHeight doesn't always hit it out the park for me. I find some of his covers can be a tad messy. He works very well for me when he's not doing composite pieces and just doing very confrontational front scene shots, shall we say. I'll have that one. Love that. Very cool. Batgirls, which we mentioned a few minutes ago, he's gone for a more serene setting on that one, but again, I like it just as much. Very almost peaceful. But for me, it has to be this one. I need to check the name because I'm not going to pronounce it correctly. But I'm going to go for Mateus Mahanini, and he's done the the Miles Morales cover this week, and as soon as I saw it I was like, that's gorgeous. And there will be one of those going online, and I dare say it will disappear in seconds because that deserves to. It's absolutely bloody stunning. Now you may think that's it for this week. No, we've got some not covers of the week, which I know you've all been waiting for the last 5 years. So without any further ado, I present to you the most appalling artwork that none of you should possibly buy this week. Do so at your peril. You've got Teen Titans Academy, which that guy in the middle there cannot possibly believe how bad that cover is. Neither can the lady at the right. I know you've tried to draw a fisheye lens. It's awful. Not nearly as bad as this. This is Defenders. And I know you've tried to make some stylised choices and go for some quite a cool, kooky, tongue-in-cheek little bit of artwork. But no, I hate it. It's terrible. Don't buy it. By the way, it's online now, so you should go and buy it. But yeah, all of these are available online from us this week on eBay. If I'm not sacked by tomorrow morning for not promoting the goods correctly, you know why. And I shall see you all in around about a week for Christmas wishes. Enjoy!